flower friends. I am dropping in here on this gorgeous fall day here in southeastern Virginia because I had 3 things that I wanted to talk about, and I just didn't want to just do a post and hope people saw it, you know? So before I jump in, so first off, how about this wall? This is last year's leftovers, y'all. This is all dried stuff that would have gone to the compost heap. One of the things that we learned about doing several years ago, and I love having a gorgeous backdrop to stand in front of when I want to do these impromptu lives. But anyway, like 3 hours ago, I was heading out of the house all dolled up to come out here because the marketing team had this video I had to make for them. And I thought, you know what, I'll be dressed. My hair will be like looking okay, right? I'll do a live to tell everybody about these 3 things that I don't want you to miss because they're all 3 kind of limited. Anyway, I'm walking out of the house and Steve hollers up and says, hey, let's plant the tree now. First off, do you ever pass up when somebody wants to help you do a job that's kind of a big job? So Steve and I planted a new tree on our farm today, a willow oak, which we learned from Dr. Tallamy, Doug Tallamy. If you don't know who he is, you need to get his books. Bringing Nature Home is the book that changed my life 10, 12, 15 years ago, and everything I do on my farm. Anyway, I planted a willow oak tree to replace that tree that fell, 2 months ago, that 100-foot gum tree fell and smashed part of my garden. So Dr. Tallamy, tells you and teaches you to learn that oak trees are like the most beneficial tree to birds and all the things that creatures and insects, and the most beneficial tree you can plant. So Steve and I commandeered a 15-gallon new oak tree kind of right where the tree fell, and so I'm coming to you kind of late, but I'm hoping to find some of you guys. I know a lot of people are probably already out and about today, but I thought I would jump on here. So I have 3 things to tell you about. And what are they? Number 1 is I have a brand new free webinar I'm going to tell you about in a second that you got to get, especially if you're a newbie flower farmer or thinking that you want to become a flower farmer. And number 2, I have to look at my list, y'all. Number 2, we have an incredible special offer in our phone app on our live shop. For our Standup hose, which I don't know if you've learned this yet or not. The Standup hose that I use are the secret of how I have literally no weeds in my direct sown beds come spring. They're so easy to use, so I'll tell you about that. And then thirdly, we have rolled out in honor, I don't know if y'all know that I went and spoke this past Tuesday at an ASCFG conference in North Carolina. It's the first in-person speaking away from the farm that I've done in 5 or 6 years, and I had the time of my life, and I learned so much stuff. There was a couple hundred people there, and I had a constant line in front of my book table, and it was not only people buying books, but most of them already had my books. I just heard from people over and over again about how much our trainings and my teachings have helped them and encouraged them. So for that special speaking, we rolled out a special offer on my Cool Flower new course that came out earlier this year for those members. Well, we actually extended it because so many of them were traveling to get home, and I'm offering it to you guys too. So I'll tell you about that in just a minute because you don't want to miss that. There's a special bonus training in there, video of me talking about how I live and care for my Cool Flower garden, everything from pathways to weed prevention, all of it. So first up, the free webinar that everybody should get. It is called Top 3 Beginner Flower Farming Mistakes to Avoid. And this is all based on my personal experience and counseling people for 20 years, y'all. So all you have to do here is comment mistakes, and we'll DM you the link to get it, to request it, to tell us where to send it to. But that is just a great webinar, and so you don't want to miss out on that. So you can just get it. It's free. Secondly, the other thing I wanted to tell you about, let's just back up for just a minute. So I want to just share that I am an incredibly driven person, if y'all have not figured that out yet. And what I've learned through all of my years of farming and being in business, and in business before I was in farming, right, is that 99% of people quit fairly quickly because they perhaps don't have this extra gene that I seem to have. And then on top of that, I have a partner, a husband that is incredibly supportive. All of that just makes it so much easier, right? These mistakes that I'm talking about in this webinar are some of the slow bleed mistakes that just drive people from keeping at their business. A lot of times we get in and get started, sometimes especially if you have an early success, but then it peters out because you're not really sure of what else to do, or you're focusing on, as so many of us do, and I'm guilty here too, of all about growing the flowers and not about the business of flower farming. And friends, the business of flower farming is like more than half of your success story. So don't miss that webinar. You can comment mistakes here and we'll DM you the link to request us, to tell us where to send the link to. So don't miss out on that. So if you've never joined, I know I have a lot of stuff, y'all. That's why I know, and that's one of the things I learned at this, being in person with people for the first time in 5 or 6 years, I have to look that up, is we have so many opportunities and resources and stuff that people just don't know about them. And that's why you're going to hear me talking about stuff over and over again. So maybe I'm going to assume you don't know that we have a live shopping show app. Think QVC with me as the host, selling our stuff and showing you how I use it. You know that our niche for our online garden shops is that we only sell the things that I use, right? Only the tools that I use. We package the same seeds that I buy to plant on my farm. We package them in our packaging with our growing instructions and seed starting instructions. And not to mention, we have just tons of resources, right? And of course, my books and our online courses. Well, we have this live app, which is free. You can just you can either comment app here, APP, and we'll send you the link to get it, or you can just simply go to your phone's app store, search Gardener's Workshop, and download it. Every Friday at noon, we're like highlighting what's going on the farm. During the season, we highlight the harvest. In the off season, we go through we have so many dried flowers in this building. We go through and show you what it looks like dried, how we dried it, who the bums are, who the superstars are. This show is really about to show you in real time what is going on. And you'll find products, and our phone app store is not connected to our website. They're two totally separate. Just think of two different locations, right? And a lot of times we have stuff in one that's not in the other. But let me tell you what's on the phone app that we launched on Friday, and it's been an enormous success. And I don't know that we'll keep it over there, but it's there at least until Sunday night or Sunday morning at 8 a.m. We have put both of our stand-up hoes, it's the Colonial Razor Hoe and it's the Trapezoid Garden Hoe, the two hoes that are my secret weapons to weed prevention. We have put them together in a set, and they're only available in the app. There's a 5% savings because they're together. But in addition to that, because we can ship them, the hoe handles come separate from the hoe heads. And we even send you the screw to assemble them. But they're two separate parcels and they're costly to ship. Well, we're piggybacking and shipping both of them together so that you only pay shipping once, right? And so it's a real savings is what I'm saying to you. And those are my secret weapon to how I have no weeds in my direct sown beds. And so there's videos over there that show you how I actually do it. And let me tell you what the best part about these stand-up hoes. They're Elliot Coleman's designs. And the whole point is that you stand upright. You're not hunched over. It's a job you do not mind doing. And that's the secret. You don't mind doing it every 10 to 14 days until your garden goes dormant. You exhaust the seeds that are on the surface. And I mean, it will change your direct sowing life having these hoes. So find those. You can comment app over in the app store, over in your phone's. You can comment app and we'll DM you a link, or you can go to your phone's app store and just search Gardener's Workshop. It's free. The app is totally fun too, by the way. And when you attend a live show, you can comment with all the other viewers. It's really a whole lot of fun. People have a lot of conversations on there. And then lastly, which I consider the most significant thing that I really wanted to feature, because this is only available until Sunday night at 12 midnight Eastern time. And that would be, I think today's the 12th, so it'd be the 13th of 2024 if you're watching this as a rerun. So Cool Flowers Seed to Harvest is an online course that Lane Angelo, my co-host on Seed Talk, she's our seed manager at the Gardener's Workshop, she built this course. And it is amazing. It features 36 cool flowers, and it's literally from seed to harvest. The course includes 36, I have to always look, y'all, 36 different cool flowers with in-depth seed starting, growing, and harvesting video demonstrations out in the field, in the garden. So the course is amazing. And I don't know if you know this, but all of our online courses can be accessed through our online course platform app. And that means it's always on your phone and you can watch it. So you're standing out in the field. It's like, where am I supposed to make the cut? You can literally pull out your phone, bring it up, and go right to that flower and get the information that you need. So it's an all-time, I think it's, just one of the greatest courses that we've ever done. Because write a picture, a video is worth 1,000 words in a book, right? So the course is amazing. Well, when we did a special introductory launch this past July, I made 2 additional pieces of resources to go along with it. And those aren't available all the time. They were made for that launch. Well, we decided to bring those 2 pieces out for my ASCFG attendees this last week. And we've extended it. We have never talked about this publicly. We've only offered this either to closed groups like the ASCFG or the people that attended my live webinar back in July. So friends, this is the first time ever. So there's 2, when you purchase the course, Cool Flowers from Seed to Harvest before midnight, October 13th, 2024, and that's Eastern time, you get 2 additional pieces of information. One of them is the Cool Flower Planting Guide. So that comes, it's a PDF, and it lists all the cool flowers that are in the course, and it tells you this is like an at-a-glance cheat sheet. It tells you what the winter hardiness, temperature, and USDA zone is, so you can see at a glance. And then it has a column for fall planting and very early spring planting, and you can figure out for each flower when you are supposed to plant it. That may sound very simple to some of you. This is the number one thing that we find people struggle with. And this PDF planting guide has revolutionized it for people. And I heard that on Tuesday when I was with people that have actually taken the course. So you get that PDF download, and I made an additional program video bonus training that you're going to get. And it's called Mastering Cool Flowers, Expert Tips and Techniques. Friends, this is what my goal was when I built this bonus training, was how I live with cool flowers. So I'm just going to read you some of my notes that I described here. It's really about the maintenance of the cool season garden. And if you think growing and seed starting cool season hardy annuals is different than warm, then caring for it is even more different, right? So in this bonus training, I'm talking about mulching, which is something that I hear so much from people that they're very confused about my pathways, how I maintain them, what I do to them. weed prevention, which is huge because I don't know about you, the biggest surprise that I had with Cool Flowers was how many blooming weeds grow in fall, winter, and very early spring. I mean, I don't know what I was thinking. But anyway, it goes into my weed prevention. And I also build a lightweight low tunnel. How I do that, because I don't have any Hooper greenhouses, right? Everything I do is outdoors. And we really have pushed low tunnels with lightweight row cover. We don't use any plastic. I'm not talking about Caterpillar tunnels. We have pushed them to their limits. So I teach and show on video how I build those low tunnels. And better yet, I also introduce you to what I call the sun cap. How I use our insect netting to make these shade caps to put on particularly our Cool Flower fall planting, especially if it's still just staying warm, and you want to create shade to cool them off. So there's video in there doing both the low tunnel and my sun cap. But friends, here is the best part. This is the wrap up of the end of this Mastering Cool Flowers Expert Tips and Techniques, is that I share my big picture of growing cool season and warm season annuals. And that includes a hand sketch that I made of the big picture of it's like the 30,000 foot view, because I find so many people are so confused over succession planting, right? Succession planting is the secret to success, no matter what kind of farmer you are, vegetable or herb or flower farmer. It's that repetition and figuring that out and learning that you get more product out of your gardens, you get more stems or fruit or whatever it is you're growing, and better quality, and it's less work spread out over a longer period of time. We make it so bloomin' complicated that people just get overwhelmed. You just can't even imagine the messages that I get. And it's like, wait a minute, you don't have to worry about that. I literally said that to somebody just the other day, that I can't even remember if it was at the ASCFG or an email. I said, forget all of that. That doesn't even affect, they were so tied up in a knot over stuff that we make mountains out of molehills. And I know that you don't know that. And that's my goal, right? Is to help people realize it. So the wrap up to this Mastering Cool Flower bonus video training that comes when you purchase the Cool Flower course is all about the big picture of it's my 30 beds at the 30,000 foot view, showing how they look in each season, and just this is direct sown, this is transplanted now, this is in cover crop. It is the back out and get rid of all the details to help you wrap your head around it. And so the Cool Flower Seed to Harvest course is your go-to reference, quick, down and dirty on it has troubleshooting on seed starting, on growing. I had a list of those things. What does it say? Wait a minute, y'all. I had all this stuff, and it has six training classes. It starts off with the basics of Cool Flowers to either reassure you or to teach those to you. 36 featured flowers, videos, and PDF guides. The course is keyword searchable. And during this special offer time, you're going to also get the Cool Flower Planting Guide PDF to guide you to figure out when you fall and or very early spring plant, right? Plus, you're going to get Mastering Cool Flowers, which is just my program of how I live and maintain. Y'all, I have screwed up so many times. I've been growing Cool Flowers now for 28 years. Of course, we didn't know they were Cool Flowers back then. Cool Flowers, the book, came out in 2014, and that's when they started having a name that we can identify with, right? And I will tell you that I have lost plants, killed plants, just done things wrong. And I absolutely love sharing my expertise and tips with you to help you succeed. We need more domestic professional flower farmers in this country. Key thing, domestic professional flower farmers. And those are people that are really serious about building a business. And because with so much being imported, there's just no ceiling. And so I could go down another rabbit hole, but I'm not, y'all. So comment cool here, and it'll take you straight away over to the course sales page. You can learn everything about the courses, unlimited lifetime access. You can see the outline. You can see the flowers listed. You can see all of that. But you're also, for this limited time, going to get those 2 bonuses. The PDF Cool Flower Planting Guide and the Mastering Cool Flower bonus video training. And I would love for you to have them both because, friends, let me tell you something. Spring is the highest demand season for flowers. And as I figured out years later, because I launched my flower farming career with Cool Season Hardy Annuals, back in 1998, when I walked into that first flower shop in May of 98, little did I know, it didn't matter how much I screwed it up. They were so desperate for flowers because they're so busy. It's like they'll buy flowers from anybody at that point in time, usually. And so I really fell into it, and it just allowed me to learn and exploit and just really to expand and learn about all these cool flowers. You can sell so many flowers in spring if you have them growing. And if you're like me and you don't have houses, and if you do have houses, reserve that high dollar real estate for the crops that you can't grow outdoors. So Cool Flower Course Special is only available till Sunday night. Comment cool. That'll send you the link to take you straight to that page. If you want the hoe set, both hoes, the Colonial Razor Hoe and the Stand-Up Garden Hoe, which is a trapezoid, both Elliott Coleman designs. I have used them for 25 years, and they are my secret sauce to why I have no weeds in my direct sown beds. Special offer only available in the app, on the app shop, and you can comment app here and we'll DM you the link, or just go to your phone's app store, download it, check it out over there. It's 5% savings because we put them together, and then you only pay one, there's only one shipping because we can bundle them together. And so check that out and don't miss it. As well as don't forget to get the free webinar that's available right now. Comment mistakes, or you can find it at the top of every one of my course of our website pages at thegardenersworkshop.com. It's at the top in the banner. So friends, glad to be here with you today. I'm just loving this background. How about y'all? Can you imagine that was all trash? We dry everything now. And so friends, I'm going to go and get on with the day. And this afternoon, I'm actually sowing my Cool Flower, direct seeded stuff. Planting of transplants has already started, and we still have stuff coming along. But that's where I am, and I hope you have a great day. And friends, until we meet again, ciao.